Hello all, my name is Amrapali Chavan and today we will discuss about scheduling algorithm, that is priority scheduling and round robin scheduling. First we will see the priority scheduling. A priority number is integer and is associated with each process. A CPU is allocated to the process with the highest priority or smallest integer is equal to highest priority. There are two types of priorities, preemptive and non-preemptive. The HF is priority scheduling, where priority is the inverse predicted next CPU burst time. So the problem equal to starvation, where low priority processes may never execute, and solution here is aging. As time of processes increases, the priority of processes also increases. Here is the example of priority scheduling. Here you can see the processes P1, P2, P3, P4 and P5. The burst time for P1 is 10, priority is 3. Burst time for P2 is 1, priority is 1. Burst time for P3 is 2, priority is 4. And burst time for P4 is 1, priority is 5. Burst time for P5 is 5 and priority is 2. According to priority scheduling Gantt chart, you can see P2 process has highest or lowest burst time. P5 is next 1 to 6, P1 is 6 to 16, P3 is 16 to 18, P4 is 18 to 19. So the average waiting time is addition of all these burst time divided by 5 and the answer is 8.2 m second. In round robin scheduling, each process gets a small unit of CPU time, that is time quantum Q, usually 10 to 100 milliseconds. After this time has elapsed, the process is preempted and added to the end of ready queue. If there are n processes in the ready queue, the time quantum Q, then each process gets 1 by n of CPU time in chunk of at most q time units at once. No process waits more than n minus 1 q times unit. Timer interrupts every quantum to schedule the next process. So the performance Q large is first in first out and Q small is Q must be large with respect to context switch, otherwise overhead is too high. Here example of round robin with time quantum 4. Here you can see the process P1, P2, P3. Burst time is 24, 3 and 3 respectively. According to Gantt chart, you can see the time quantum is 4 for every process. So first process P1 will come, it will execute 4 seconds and again it will go to the ready queue. Then process P2 execute from 4 to 3, 4 to 7, P3 execute from 7 to 10 and again P1 will execute in time quantum 4 and it will end its execution at the 30 millisecond. Typically a higher average turnaround than SJF but better response time. So Q should not be large compared to context switch time and Q usually 10 millisecond to 100 millisecond, which is context switch is less than 10 U second. Multi-level queue. Ready queue is partitioned into separate queues like foreground and background. So process permanently in a given queue. Each process has its own scheduling algorithm, that is foreground round robin and background FCFS. Scheduling must be done between the queues. Fixed priority scheduling where it serves all the foreground then form background possibility of starvation. Time slice where each queue gets a certain amount of CPU time which it can schedule amongst its processes, that is 80% to foreground in round robin and 20% to background in FCFS. It is multi-level queue scheduling Here you can see the highest priority, it is system process, then interactive process, interactive editing process, and batch process and student processes has the lowest priority. Multi-level feedback queue. A process can move between the various queues. Aging can be implemented this way. Multi-level feedback queue scheduler defined by the following parameter. Number of queues, scheduling algorithm for each queue, method used to determine when to upgrade a process, method used to determine when to demote a process, and method used to determine which queue a process will enter when that process needs service. Thank you so much.